Come sing low, come sing high. What was that? That's right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the More Joy Podcast. We're so glad you joined us yet again, where we get to talk about conversations that matter. Yes. Because life was meant to be enjoyed and not endured.
Absolutely.
Amen for that. And never more true than on dark days.
Exactly.
And that's something for all of us to remember with that.
Yeah.
But we want to thank all of our partners who make this podcast possible. We're so grateful for each and every one of you that help us to have conversations that matter. And our goal in our talks is to help everyone realize just that your marriage life, your family life, your work life, as we talk more, your dating life, your church-going life, whether kind of like your fishing life, friendship life, is meant to be enjoyed and not endured.
That's
and
right.
It is not just a dream, it is a reality.
Yes.
And so that's why we're here. So thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
So we're going to jump right back in to talking about dating, our relationships, how to find a mate.
And not lose your mind.
And not lose your mind. That's right. How to do that well, how to navigate those waters. And so we've been looking in Genesis chapter 24. Yeah. So if you're just now joining us for the first time, I do encourage you to go back. This will be our fourth episode.
This is our fourth one. Yeah.
So we have 3 episodes where we talk, I think you've titled them just relationships. Right? It says relationships, ...
And then there's other, yes.
Yeah, things.
In the title, you'll see the word relationships at one point or another, but yes.
Very good. So we're just go back and just say, avail yourself to those to kind of listen to what we've said before, because we're going to endeavor to let today be the last one on this topic, and we'll move forward in coming ones.
You said that last time.
I know I said, you didn't have to bring that up. Why are y'all laughing? You didn't have to.
Well,
this is not the more laughing. It's not the more laughing podcast.
Oh, well. No, can't have joy without laughing.
That is true. Now you're going to get me all distracted. But anyway, but yes, we want to do that. I did say that last time, and I said it again this time.
There. You said it again.
That's right.
All right.
And there we go.
Well, you better get going then.
Here we go. So we looked at the story of Isaac and Rebekah, and truly over all the years, because we started out really in ministry as Bible school teachers and missionaries, and part of our duties, we were youth ministers at the campus there in Mexico City. And so we started because we had kids way back then, 20-something years now, asking us these same questions about dating and what does the Bible say about dating.
Right.
And that's where the Lord led us to Genesis 24 as a bit of a roadmap and a pathway for how do you choose a mate. And again, if I could say it, that's what we mean by date. The goal of dating is the selection of a mate.
Right.
Is the selection of a spouse, is to choose wisely someone you're going to make and keep a promise with, someone you are willing to lay your life down for.
Right.
And live for their good, and they are going to live for your good.
So already you have pretty much taken the whole dating culture. Well, we have 3 teens at home, right? The whole dating culture, and set it off to the side and said, that's just not what we're going to do. Because these kids are 15, 16, 17. They're nowhere near ready to get married, a lot of them. They haven't been prepared for marriage. And so for them, the dating culture is like a big game of feel good. Man. And then rinse and repeat, because you feel good for a little bit and then you don't feel good anymore. And then you let go of that one. And in school, everybody's dated everybody. Everybody's gone through everybody. And it's just like, were we actually doing this with the right why? Yeah. Or were we just participating in a cultural game? Yeah. And so I tell my kids all the time, hey guys, if anybody says, well, who do you like and all that, it's okay to like. It's actually good to like people. And we've talked about that. Maybe not on this podcast, but if you want to hear more about that, do let us know. But not only is it normal to like people,
Yes.
it's an honor to be
Yes.
liked by people. And that's wonderful. But if you're nowhere near ready to engage with a process of getting to know someone, then for the intent of marriage, then don't date. And so I always just tell my kids, you just say, hey, I don't really do the dating game. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready to pick a mate. And so anyway, just with that one, this is why we date. It's already taken 90% of normal dating culture and set it off to the side.
Well, and say, I'll speak of my own testimony because I fell prey as a younger man to dating culture. I did. I wish I had known what we know now.
I didn't fall prey, but it's only because I had very strict and wise parents.
Yes, very good.
But that is the only reason, because it was happening all around me. And it pulls, man, it pulls.
Well, and I say that because what happens so many times, like you said, is we are practicing heartbreak. To be honest, I'm going to get all embroiled with somebody and break up, even to the point now where our younger generation, they just actually believe. I remember talking to a young man a number of years ago, and we were talking about this, and it was just, well, yeah, I'm going to divorce.
Yeah.
And he just had already had it in his mind.
That's just what happens, right?
Of course we're going to divorce. And I asked him why. He goes, well, we break up all the time.
Right.
That's just, it's just all part of it. You kind of find somebody, you kind of see if it works. It's probably not going to work. And so you just part way. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, what if we trained our young people as the potential is, because they really do just believe it's inevitable.
Right.
And that's what we want to help overcome. Listen, guys, divorce isn't inevitable.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It may sound like this. Passionless marriage isn't inevitable.
Right.
Sexless marriage isn't inevitable. Right?
Again, you're supposed to enjoy your marriage.
Enjoy
not
it all. And so it comes down to, well, what do we teach? What are we practicing for? What do we because dating is the selecting process.
Right.
We are practicing how to choose.
Yes.
So yes, we want our young people to get to know people of the opposite sex. Like you said already, we tell our kids all the time, hey guys, it's an honor to be liked. It's an honor for someone to show interest. I tell my girls all the time, hey, listen, it took some courage for that young man to cross a room and try to strike something up, blessing out of thin air. You know what I mean? Honor that boy. Because he could have sat in the corner like so many and sucked his thumb and picked his nose, right? And just wished something would happen.
Right.
Right now, the spirit of my mama comes on. I got to watch all my phrases, right? And so...
yes, please do.
And so...
redeemed right here. It's redeemed right here.
Anyway, so I can just hear her voice right now in my mind. But it is a practice of how do I choose? Because we want them to like each other.
Yes.
We want there to be attraction of the opposite sexes.
Yes.
We want them to be interested.
Yeah.
But just because they're interested doesn't mean we've made a promise.
No. Okay.
Right.
I have to insert myself here.
Come on, insert.
Because here's the thing. What do you do with kids then when they're 13 and they have a crush?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do if you're 17 and you have a crush and you actually like this person and all the things, right? So here's what I tell my kids. Crushes are very much fleeting.
Yes.
You really like this person for a while, and you have to learn not to feed into it with your emotions and your thoughts. However, what you should be doing in that moment is, oh, why do I find that person attractive?
Yes.
What about that person is actually resonating with me to where we have chemistry or whatever? And so then it's not a personal thing. It's not, oh, I'm writing my name with his last name at the end of my last name. And we don't feed into that. But what we do is we look at that person and say, I like that he's witty and he gets me.
Yeah.
I like that he's tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah.
I like that he's courteous and opens the door for me. I like that he doesn't take bullying from other people. Yeah. Like all these different traits. So it's not about the person. Yeah. It's about why you find them attractive, because you're 14, honey, or you're 16, right?
No, and go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
And so when you when you're able to do that, it like separates the person from these things that you're really enjoying about that
Yes.
person, and it makes it easier to keep your emotions in check because you know you're not ready for something else. You're seeing it all around you.
Yes.
You see people pair off and then you see them break each other's heart 6 months later or less. And then it just, again, rinse and repeat. So if you can just separate that and go, it's okay and it's normal and it's good and healthy for me to like this person.
Yeah.
But it's not about John Doe. It's about the traits that I see in him.
Yeah.
It's not about Jane. It's about the traits I see in her. And that's something you can store in the back of your mind. And as you're getting to know more people and as you're getting to be around bigger groups or even work people or whatever, you're starting to, okay, this is something that keeps coming up that I really like in people. And that helps take but all my kids know, okay, this crush is going to be fleeting and I don't need to feed into it, but what about this person do I like? And those are my 3 bottom lines for you.
Well, and it's good. And so let's jump into this because it segues, I think, well into where we're wanting to get to with Genesis, because in the Genesis story, as we shared it in the last episode, so for time's sake, I won't go back and redo the whole thing, but Abraham is choosing with his servant Eliezer the wife for Isaac, who ultimately becomes, her name is Rebekah. And we talked about it in the last episode about they need to be a person of faith, they need to be of the household of faith. But in that same beginning of the story, we were struck with this concept that this is a process that's not to be done alone.
Correct.
It wasn't Abraham sending Isaac out into the world going, good luck, buddy. Don't bring back a dud, right? You know, and it was the family,
right?
It was the household, right? Walking with the young people in the choosing. And I say that because, like you just said, I agree, all the things you just said on, well, they're tall, dark, and handsome. They have all these character traits, all these good qualities. But at the same time, as parents, and this is what jumped up to me, part of that is when we see people that our young people are attracted to, like I think of my children, one of the, why do you like that person? And especially if I see something that maybe is just a little off in the person they're interested in, to ask the question, what in you is attracting that?
Yes.
Right? Why are you attracting that kind of person? Especially if you can see a repeated pattern.
Yeah.
If you can see them as they're looking and you're constantly noticing, I mean, you want to point out both sides. Hey, I know that, because my kids go, well, Dad, what do you think about, I kind of like so-and-so. What do you think about them? And I try to always sit there and start with, well, man, you starting good. You know, I see this trait, you know, again, I think of, I'm trying to be very, very as you want me to be, not naming names, which is hard for me sometimes. Is, you know, but I look at them and go, well, hey, you know, they come from a good family. They look like they love God. I try to name the positives, but at the same time, I look at them and go, but what about this? And not to pick on the person they like or to try to put that person down, because, hey, there's things about me that people don't like. So I'm glad people give me grace, right?
Yes, we're all in process.
We're all in process.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we tell our kids, but you didn't just pick that person because they're pretty or they're handsome. You picked them from your soul.
Yes.
So you picked the positive qualities from your soul. And you picked the negative qualities from your soul.
So see how it's not about the person.
It's not about the person.
The qualities.
It's about,
right?
well, even like this, it's, you know, we've talked about this amongst ourselves in our own relationship. The negative, and I'll pick on you because you're here to defend yourself, is the negative qualities about me, you still picked from your soul.
Yeah, I did.
Just as much as the positive qualities that were in me, you picked from your soul. So even when we talk about, yes, it's not even about the person. It really is about, why am I consistently picking this kind of person? What about me is maybe not aligned with the scripture. And you guys, listen, as parents, this is what we can help our kids with.
Absolutely.
We have to be the voice that speaks in.
Yeah.
And so back to our story using Abraham and Eliezer, this whole process of picking a mate is not to be left to the young person alone.
Right.
Please don't. That's one of the biggest alarm bells I see in our current culture.
Is they just bring someone home and go, check out who I'm going to marry.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
again, I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations with other dads. Well, I know the boyfriend's about to come and I'm like going, and do we like the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Do we like the girlfriend? Have we talked? And you hear people going, right? They just now are I mean, again, and we've talked to people where I'm talking to the dad and, well, my daughter doesn't really, she'll bring the boy around when because she's good and ready. I'm like going, No, that's danger. Will Robinson, red alarms, because that's not good. This process is done, and historically, not just biblically, but even in our own cultures, historically, this process of choosing a mate was done in community.
That's right.
It was done in the context of family.
Yeah.
And it was done in the context of faith family.
Yes.
And so that's what I tell, and I would tell all of you, is
there's wisdom in the multitude of counselors.
So you want this person to be around your family. Now, again, maybe your family is crazy, and I get that. Maybe they just got out of the asylum. I don't know, right? So if your family is crazy, okay, maybe not them.
Right, but you have
somebody.
Family at church, you have close friendships that you look up to, mentors. That's what we're talking about.
And have those people come in to see so they can tell you what is out there, what is visible.
Yes.
It is, I mean, again, so that's what's in this Abraham story is that, yes, they were saying it has to be of the household of faith, as we said in the last episode. But this decision is made in the context of community.
So I'll just give a little of our example, because when we started dating, I did not live at home anymore. I was actually out of the country and had gone to Bible school and met Brad. And so there was a close family friend at that Bible school that was one of the instructors. And I went to him and his wife and introduced them to Brad. And I said to him beforehand, Brother Joe, I need you to check this guy out. I need you to give me your thoughts, right? Because I know my parents are very far away. And so he's like, yeah, bring him over, And so we had a great time and all of that. Well, Brother Joe took a whole missions team from that Bible school down to my parents' church in our country. And during that time, after the trip, when they had their get together about the trip and how wonderful it was, they invited us to come. And I was like, okay, why? Well, because my parents went to every single person on that trip and asked them if they knew Brad Holloman.
I'd forgotten about that.
Because they needed other voices telling them. And then, of course, they talked to Brother Joe. And Brother Joe, tell us all about this young man, And so I just say that even though we weren't even in the same country, there were people there that were bridge builders with your family and all of that. But you need that context of faith and mentorship.
Yeah, absolutely. You need people looking and seeing and talking into that, right? Because
those were fun times.
Those were fun times. But hey, listen, it's healthy. We have really gotten away from it, even in the church, so much. We've adopted the world's mentality of, well, that's my decision to make. Who are you, Mom, Dad, Brother Joe? Who are you, Pastor so-and-so, to even want to speak? And no, this is a private decision. Not at all. And the reason why is because when life throws a challenge, because again, we have a great marriage, but life has thrown us challenges.
Right.
Life is probably going to throw us future challenges that we haven't seen yet.
It's just life.
Because it's just life.
Yeah.
Well, when that happens, we go to people.
Yes, we do. It's a habit.
It's a habit. But again, when I say that is the same people who say, oh, no, this is a private decision. it's private until it goes
South.
And then all of a sudden, again, I jokingly say they come to me as Pastor Brad crying and slinging snot all over my office. And just tell me, Brad, I just don't know why. And I'm like, well, did you talk to anybody? Well, yeah, I talked to about 4 people and they all said run. And I didn't run. And well, how's that going?
And we learn.
And we learn. But listen, you want people into your life. Now, again, this is why I just feel like I need to say this, because not to get too derailed. This will be our last episode on this.
Okay.
There's more that we can share, and maybe we'll do a 2.0 on dating
at some point.
But for time's sake for this, you might be asking, but I don't have that. Again, maybe I can't go to my family because they're not believers. I get that. Maybe you feel like, man, I can't go to my family because they are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? They would not be a safe people to talk to. And you go, but I don't have anybody else. Guys, listen, because what keeps coming up to me is we have noticed this in now 30 years of ministry, what I'm about to say, and I know we hadn't talked, this is all by the Holy Spirit in my noggin here, is people want to start building a community when all the brown smelly stuff happens.
Emergency.
In a state of, they're very much better, tactfully said, yes. In a state of emergency.
I'm helping you out.
You're helping me. And so in a state of emergency is when people want to start building a community.
Yeah.
Like, again, I love following a man. You can follow him if you want to. His name is Stephen Mansfield, and he has a great book called How to Build a Band of Brothers, and it's written to men, admonishing men, you need a band of brothers.
When you're not in a state of emergency.
But you got to build them when you're not in a state of emergency.
Right.
But what I've noticed is people want to build life-giving community when it's too late.
Yeah.
You haven't built the needed trust. You haven't built the needed connection. There won't be depth.
Yeah.
Right. That's there. So listen, if you're here listening to what we're saying, I say that and you go, and you're like, well, Brad, I don't have anybody. Then before you get into dating, if you're a young person out there watching this and you're like going, well, man, I can't really go talk to my folks and man, I don't really have anybody else, then before you say anything to a young lady or a young man, you need to build the community. You need people, like you were saying, you need a brother Joe in your life if you can't go to your dad. And really, I say you need both.
Yeah. Yes,
you need your dad and you need a brother Joe.
That's right.
That can go, or an Uncle Bob, or whoever he might be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, talking about, we have a dear friend whose name is Bob.
Yeah.
And I love that in his church family, he is Uncle Bob. And there's young ladies that they can't go to their dad. So they go to Uncle Bob. Yeah. And Uncle Bob goes and has the hard dad conversations with you have to, that has to be built ahead of time. Right? Not that you can't build it in a time of emergency, but it won't be near as effective or beneficial.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. It's a poor time to start. Just like, again, how many times have we had people in ministry who find themselves facing, I'm thinking of a situation, people facing prison.
Oh, yeah.
And now all of a sudden they want a body of faith to pray for them. And I'm like going, we don't know you real well. We'll be glad to pray as we can, but what you needed to start building
15 years ago.
Again, I use this analogy all the time. Best time in the world to plant an apple tree was about 10 to 15 years ago. You'd be eating apples.
Yeah.
Second best time to plant an apple tree is today.
But you won't be eating
apples. But you won't be eating apples, right? But it's still the second best time to plant. And the same thing with this, with deep community. The best time to build community is before you need it.
So now let's see if you can wrap this up in 3 minutes.
I'm coming. That's what we're looking at.
You're so good.
Oh,
I believe in you.
She's so funny. And so I'm just funny looking. She's just funny. But as we talk about, guys, listen, build that community, build a church family. If you're like, what do you mean by that, Brad? So to kind of really land the plane on this is, do you go eat with people on a regular basis? That to me is the big litmus test. Who do you go out to eat with?
And are you a married couple with a family? Do you invite young people to come eat at your place so they can see what a healthy family looks like around the dinner table?
Absolutely. So how do you start? You start with who would you want to be like when you grow up?
That's right.
So if you're a young person here, I encourage you need to look at your church family. Hopefully you can look at your actual mom and dad, but you need to look at people and go, I want to be like them when I grow up.
Yeah.
And then if you can identify those people, go have coffee with them.
Yeah.
Go have dinner with them on a regular basis. If they're leading a Bible study, go be a part of their Bible study, right? If they're having a picnic, go join the picnic and build that up. If it's within your own family, engage your parents and say, Mom and Dad, I want to have you be a part of this.
Right.
Right? I'm coming up to the time where I want to choose my mate, but I want you to be with me in this process.
If you're parents of toddlers, this is when it starts.
Yes, it starts when
you're
they're little.
looking at that kind of relationship and reverse engineering your friendship and relationship with those children from the time they're little.
Yep.
Because if they don't include you in their, oh no, I dropped my ice cream when they're 5, and you don't respond well to that, and you start shutting down their communication, don't wonder what happened when they're teens, right?
Yeah. Well, guys, we are out of time here. We do, again, want to thank you for joining us here at the More Joy Podcast, where life is to be enjoyed and not endured. In all this connection, we do have our Marriage Foundations course. You can find it if you go to thehollemans.com. You can look there. You'll find the thing under courses. You can look at it right there, click on it under courses. That is a great tool for your young people that are dating to get them ready for picking a mate. We cover the foundation stones of what it's like to build a solid marriage from the beginning.
Yeah.
So please avail yourself to that. It's at theholleman.com. Until next time, we love you, and we will see you right here.